Hear this with the ear of the Spirit. You were never born to be a servant of lack. You were born as the heir of the infinite. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. And you, as a child of the divine, are written into the will of eternal supply. Wealth is not given by man, nor withheld by circumstance. It is drawn by right alignment with the law of your inheritance. You do not need to persuade heaven to bless you. You need only to awaken to the truth that you are never outside the blessing. The moment you recognize this truth, the chains of limitation break like straw before the flame. Say aloud, I am the lawful heir of infinite wealth. I claim my inheritance now. Speak it as decree, not as hope. For the decree carries the signature of authority, while hope often trembles as a beggar at the gate. You must understand that divine inheritance is not a reward for labor, nor a prize for virtue alone. It is the eternal nature of the child of God. As the seed carries the pattern of the tree, so your spirit carries the pattern of abundance. Poverty is the shadow of a false belief, not the decree of heaven. To remain in lack is to live as an heir who never opens the treasury. Break the seal of that treasury by your word of faith. Declare, I accept my inheritance without delay. I rise into the abundance that has always been mine. For too long, many have prayed as strangers to their own father, pleading as if asking for what was not already promised. The law does not answer pleading. It responds to recognition. A prince does not plead for access to the palace. He enters by right of birth. In the same manner, you must enter into wealth consciousness by right of spiritual lineage. The moment you renounce the lie of separation from your source, the river of supply breaks forth unhindered. Speak it now. I am not separate from the source of my supply. I am one with the infinite. What is God's is mine by divine decree. This law is impersonal. It shows no favoritism. It moves wherever faith opens the door. Faith is the key. Word is the lever. Expectation is the open gate. The storehouses of heaven do not empty. They overflow, but they pour where they are acknowledged. You must therefore speak to your own mind as one commanding a realm. Awake, O soul, and remember your inheritance. Cast off the garments of fear and wear the robe of abundance. Walk not as a pauper in the streets of a golden city. The moment you speak as an heir, your vibration shifts, the unseen forces respond. Invisible allies rise to arrange circumstances, to stir hearts, to open doors. For the wealth you claim is not merely gold or silver, it is ideas, opportunities, favor, and divine appointments. As the seed is drawn to the rain and the earth to the sun, so the supply you have called for is drawn to the vibration of your faith-filled decree. Say again, I am heir to all that I require. I inherit wisdom to use it well, courage to receive it fully, and peace to sustain it always. Refuse to look to man as the source. Man is but a channel. The infinite is the fountain. When one door shuts, it is only so that you may see the greater gate prepared for you. The law does not abandon the heir. It demands recognition of the heir's authority. Therefore, walk in your room as though you walk in the palace. Speak to your affairs as though you speak to obedient servants. Command your fears as though they were trespassers, for so they are, and so they must depart. Declare without trembling, I am the rightful heir of the kingdom of supply. No fear may contest my claim. No doubt may rob my share. No delay may deny my portion. Continue to speak it until the subconscious accepts it as final decree. Once the inner court accepts the verdict, the outer world will obey. The fields will answer with harvest, the seas with abundance, the work of your hands with increase. Understand this great mystery. The law of divine inheritance is not altered by your opinion of yourself, but it is activated by your recognition of it. The wealth of the kingdom waits not to be created, it waits to be claimed. Like the prodigal who came to himself and returned to his father's house, so must you awaken and return to the truth of your inheritance. No power of earth or shadow of lack can stand against the heir who knows his right. Now speak it for the final seal. I awaken to my inheritance. I reclaim it this hour. I shall not wander in lack, for the kingdom is mine. I decree the release of supply, the outpouring of abundance, the manifestation of all that serves my divine purpose. I am the heir of the infinite, and I walk in my inheritance now. So let it be decreed. So let it be done. The power of the spoken decree. Hear this and let it pierce your spirit. The word is not mere sound, it is the vibration that shapes worlds. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word called forth light from the void, form from the formless, order from the chaos. So it remains, what you speak with faith becomes law to your world. You have not been left powerless, you have been entrusted with the scepter of the decree. Your tongue is the pen of creation, your voice the hammer that strikes the unseen substance into visible form. Therefore you must speak as one who commands, not as one who begs. Say aloud, I speak, and it is established. I decree, and it comes to pass. Many live bound because they speak as slaves of circumstance. They repeat the language of fear, the phrases of limitation, and wonder why their lives echo with want. The decree is a law, and every word you speak is a seed. If you plant thorns, you cannot reap figs. If you plant lack, you cannot reap abundance. But if you sow words of faith, you reap a harvest of wealth and provision. Hear this, the universe does not argue with your word, it simply fulfills it. The spoken decree is the command to substance, and substance obeys the vibration of authority. Therefore break the pattern of idle speech. Cast off the habit of describing what you see, and begin to declare what shall be. Say aloud, I am not subject to appearances. I command appearances to bow to the word I speak. For as long as you repeat the evidence of lack, you multiply it. But the moment you speak the truth of your divine supply, the very atmosphere begins to reorganize. The decree is not a request to the heavens, it is a law proclaimed by one who knows his inheritance. Understand this principle. The subconscious is the faithful servant of the spoken word. It does not question, it does not reason, it simply receives the imprint and reproduces it in the outer world. You cannot decree wealth with your lips and then sow doubt in your heart. You must speak with the certainty of a king who knows that the throne will back his command. Declare now, I decree abundance in my house. I decree wealth in my affairs. I decree divine favor opening every door. The power of decree is multiplied by faith, magnified by persistence, and sealed by gratitude. Words spoken in fear scatter like chaff before the wind. Words spoken in faith sink into the soil of the unseen and grow into mighty harvests. Never say again, I cannot afford this, or nothing ever works for me. Such phrases are decrees of bondage. Replace them with decrees of dominion. All that I require comes to me in perfect order. I am supplied by the riches of the infinite. I walk in doors that open by divine appointment.